Carolina Hurricane Coffee is brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina. Live for the game, live fearless. By CarQuest. For all your automotive needs, visit your neighborhood CarQuest Auto Parts store. Great people, great products, great prices. And by Chevrolet. Brought to you by Chevrolet. Find new roads. Only the 15th all-time meeting between these two teams. We bring you back inside Nationwide Arena. Tonight's starting goaltenders brought to you by Golden Corral. Help yourself to happiness. And Mr. Khudobin, 25 saves last night in a 6-1 win over Toronto. Sergei Bobrovsky had 40 stops and a 4-3 shootout win over the New York Rangers. That game was played on Monday night. The officials, the referees, are Francis Charon and Paul Dvorsky, Pierre Asico, and Derek Amell on the lines. Carolina will start with Manny Malhotra, Jason Bowman, and Radek Dvorak. And off the draw, Ryan Murphy off a stick in the Carolina bench. And we get a stoppage just 6 seconds in. We take a look at tonight's Storm Tracker.
Well, Carolina trying to win another set of back-to-back games as they did against New York and Nashville. Even or better after one, because you expect a push from Columbus waiting for them. The special teams win, and then what a battle in the nets between two Russian-born goaltenders.
We now take a look at the Rex Express Care injuries and scratches. Rex Healthcare, chosen for excellence. Nathan Horton, his first home game this season. He has played 3, and now it's played by Boone Jenner. Started the year in the injured list with a shoulder problem. Out to center ice. Off the stick of Manny Malhotra. Columbus now trying to take advantage of a home stretch. 9 of their next 12 here. And as they sit 5 points in back of Carolina, they feel tonight they have to make a move. For the Hurricanes, everybody's winning in the Metropolitan Division, but Carolina right now a point out of a playoff spot, but they do occupy the final wild card position right now in the Eastern Conference.
Everybody is playing well in the Metro Division after the slow starts, and both coaches are aware of that. Boy, for Kirk Muller's team, I give Kirk a lot of credit for, after the wonderfully enjoyable blizzard in Buffalo, to practice his team in preparation for the game against Toronto. And Todd Richards was very clear about the fact that these 9 of the next 12 games at home are crucial to their season. They will go to Winnipeg after tonight for a tough back-to-back.
They play there tomorrow. Off the end wall, swept aside by Anton Khudobin. Carolina has won 5 straight as we cataloged in the open. That has not happened since February of 2010. Cam Atkinson cutting. His shot blocked by Andrej Sekera. Free to the corner. Atkinson out of Boston College in control. Back to the point it goes. Feder Tootin blocked on the way through by Pat Dwyer, and back out to center ice.
By the way, Khudobin played underneath Todd Richards in Minnesota when Richards was the head coach of the Wild, and Anton was a goaltender coming up through the ranks of that organization.
Now it's fed all the way back. Carolina recoiling. Alexander Semin holding onto it. A retreat in his own zone. Flushed out a bit by R.J. Umberger. He turns away. Semin out to center ice. Skinner a one-toucher. Through the center zone, Tuomo Ruutu. He'll get it deep to an open corner. Nikita Nikitin on it. Angling off the boards and all the way back. Jay Harrison in Kirk Muller's lineup tonight, paired with John Michael Lyles.
Yeah, Harrison did skate this morning, one of the few Hurricanes players that did to prepare himself.
Jeff Skinner to the outside. Fumbled a bit by Bobrovsky. Back it goes for Semin. A wrister over the Russian goaltender. Now it's played by Jay Harrison. He'll keep it deep. Back of the goal, Ryan Johansson had it, lost it. Semin for Lyles, just wide. Lyles off Bobrovsky. Free to the corner. Good pressure by Carolina. Columbus has control, as we see, and it's walked out to center by Ryan Johansson.
What I would have loved to have seen, after a terrific pass from Semin, no looker to Lyles, to immediately go off and change in the offensive zone. After that, his shift got a little bit long, but that was a heck of a dish, and he needs a big game, Semin does. I thought he had a good first period last night, then tailed off. They really need him tonight.
Let's take a look at that last play and how it unfolded.
Well, I mean, this is just a sensational look here. No, I mean, that's just the no-looker. And that's where I'd like to see him go up the strong side boards and right to the bench. And it's one of those changes where you might keep the puck in the attacking zone and get fresh bodies on.
Columbus is 9-9-2 here. Carolina 9-8-4 on the road. Anton Khudobin. Lays it along for Elias Lindholm. Mark Letestu gets in the way. Jay Harrison now deep in his own zone. Headmans the puck. Zach Boychuk, who scored last night, gets it deep. It goes by Lindholm, who had 3 points. Out to center. Brett Belmore in control, but Carolina had 6 different goal scorers in that 6-1 win over Toronto. Now it's played here by Ron Hainsey. Former Blue Jacket over the line. He'll get it deep.
And Hainsey played less than 100%, had a bit of an illness, and hopefully it won't take away his energy tonight. A lot of times it's the second day when you're fighting an illness that you really miss something.
Artem Anisimov gets it deep for Columbus. Anton Hudobin plays it himself by Jack Johnson. He's all the way back in the Columbus zone. And many were surprised that he was left off of Team USA. A steal by Nathan Gerby. He goes to work. Bobrovsky shuts it down, lost control, cleared, and now out by Nathan Horton.
Well, he got usurped by a player like that in Justin Falk, but Jack Johnson, a heck of a career U.S. program type guy, a player on his own dime that represented the hockey team in Vancouver in the opening ceremonies.
Now it comes deep. Blue Jackets will circle back. Carried out to center by the aforementioned Jack Johnson. Cam Atkinson on his horse, having a solid season. He scored in New York on Monday night. Back to the point. Nikita Nikitin down low looking for Brandon Dubinsky. Carolina circles back. Grayson Bowman taken off it by Matt Calvert, who did not play in Raleigh on the 23rd. Now Dubinsky, nobody home, out in front. Broken up by Manny Malhotra, and he'll dump it out.
That's Blue Jacket hockey. I mean, there's nothing fancy about it. It's a hardcore forecheck, and Calvert back in the lineup brings a level of physical energy that probably will make the entire forward line feel tougher in the right manner if you're a Columbus fan.
Yeah, he's a pepper pot. They like him. Out to center ice. Alexander Semin coughs it up. On and off the stick of Umberger. Played here by Nikitin. Indirect pass by R.J. Umberger. Play his whistle dead on the icing, and we'll swing it back. Should the Canes win tonight, all Caniacs win. Get 50% off your entire menu price online order at participating Papa John's the day after a Canes win. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Okay, so Skinner here doesn't take a lot of face-offs. This is his weaker side. I think he just ties up here and helps, and he needs help from Ruutu and Semin. See, when you try to win it on the forehand when you're not a seasoned centerman, I think it's difficult.
Semin, a stick check on Nikitin. David Savard. On the wall, Umberger. Played collegiately right here at Ohio State. Now Nikitin. Flushed out a bit by Tuomo Ruutu. All 4 Russians on the Columbus team will be at the Olympics. It's carried along by Nick Foligno. To the outside. Throws on the brakes. He'll pull up. Foligno in control. Head by Lyles. Letestu keeps it deep, and plenty of time for Jay Harrison.
Harrison just a couple of shifts, but earlier got a puck on his forehand quickly from his backhand to make an outlet pass. Good for him. Good to see Jay back in the lineup. He was playing very well when he got hurt in Tampa.
Was concussed, has been back healthy for a few games. Ryan Murray, he'll circle. Back on him, a good job by Elias Lindholm out of the corner. Corey Trop goes to work. Brett Sutter is defending for Carolina. Mark Letestu losing the puck. Ryan Murray now keeps it deep. Back of the goal, fended off by Ron Hainsey. Hainsey takes a slight bump from Letestu, and they get it out.
Good little play at the end of his shift from Lindholm along the wall to make sure just to get it out, get off, and leave the next line in a decent spot.
Jordan Staal. Away now for Patrick Dwyer. Dwyer, who scored last night, can't make it happen. Wisniewski now. Nathan Morton through the middle. Boone Jenner. Jenner over the line. Good play by Ron Hainsey. That forced an offside. 13:22 left to go in the first period. We are goalless and just underway here in Columbus. For Columbus, you have a little note on Elias Lindholm and equipment manager Bob Gorman.
Well, at the end of the World Junior Tournament, Elias Lindholm flew from Malmo to Copenhagen, Denmark, then to Washington, and then to Raleigh. Okay, but due to the weather problems of the polar vortex, his equipment was lost. And right before the morning skate, or the practice, he had to practice with Riley Nash's skates and a bunch of other people's equipment. Some of his equipment came over from the practice rink. Bob Gorman went home on Wednesday night and was watching television about lost baggage, and he saw Lindholm's bag on TV.
Is that right?
He had Mari Jeter go over and pick it up, and it got there just in time for the morning skate against Toronto, and that was because Gorman saw that Hurricanes red bag on television, and special agent Mari Jeter, Jim Rutherford's assistant, went over and picked up the bag.
All right. Tootin with a shot, bodied down by Hudobin, played here by Dubinsky. Cam Atkinson goes to work on a cycle for Columbus. Better Tootin, the veteran, in control off the boards. Matt Calvert out in front. Broken up, steered out of the zone by Justin Falk. Columbus would be offside. Carolina in control as they tag up.
Gorman said he was just relaxing after a long day, talking to his wife Carla, and all of a sudden he says, well, I recognize that bag. It was sitting in a whole mass of bags. That's how they figured out where his luggage was. The airlines couldn't find it. Gorman found it by watching the boob tube.
See, this polar vortex created all kinds of mishaps. You never want to see another. Now Skinner with a shot. Sharp save by Bobrovsky. And Columbus gets it out. Nick Foligno moving it by Ron Hainsey. He throws on the brakes. Deals it along for Johansson. He's tied up. Skinner fights off a man. It was R.J. Umberger. Now Tuomo Ruutu off the boards and back out.
Boy, the willingness to just shoot pucks. Skinner's had two good chances.
Here's a steal. Alexander Semin with a shot patted down by Sergei Bobrovsky. David Savard to the outside. Carolina with 4 shots, and the Jackets have 2.
So much for weathering the storm early that you think you would have to do with a team that waited for you not having played last night. So a strong start for Carolina.
Wisniewski, D to D. Just inside the line, he gets it back. This sequence, he's paired with Nikita Nikitin. James Wisniewski out to center ice. They fly in the zone. Boone Jenner between the wickets of Nathan Horton. Shot taken. Hudobin ready at the last second for the shot taken by James Wisniewski.
Boy, he never saw it, Anton Hudobin. Well, let's take a look, John, at last night. Elias Lindholm just got his skates in time. 3 points. Beautiful assist. First man pressure on the Boychuk goal. Then a follow-up assist, and then he scores the give-and-go 5-on-3. Man advantage tally in the third period, but the equipment guys love it when a young player does not complain at all, even when his equipment is not there, and that's what Bob Gorman, Skip Cunningham, George Alf said. They said he never complained at all.
Tell you what, a pretty good save by Hudobin through traffic.
Never saw it.
Never
that was a
saw it.
positional save. And Wisniewski, there you saw the difference where he can be starting with the play coming up the ice.
That's right. Harrison now for Zach Boychuk. Ryan Murray is on him, top of your screen. Carolina's Lindholm with a shot stop. Bobrovsky played here by Ryan Craig. And the really journeyman as far as his service in the American Hockey League year after year. In his 30s now, the captain of the Springfield Falcons of the American Hockey League. They're having an outstanding season. He's up here because of injury, but it's a real testament to staying with it at this level as the face-off will come all the way back in the Carolina zone.
Veteran foot soldier that Craig is. And by the way, you have the veteran and then you have the youth. How about Murray there on defense? Excellent block out in front of Bobrovsky. And he is going to be a really good player. Patrick Dwyer scored again last night. He visited Broadcasters Row on the plane on the short ride from Raleigh to Columbus.
Well, many do. They enjoy it. It's refreshing in a way. Now it's played along the boards by Boone Jenner back to the point. Fedor Tootin down deep. Nisimov grinding here on Jay Harrison. They continue that scrum. Artem Anisimov, who scored in Raleigh on the 23rd, holding on to it. Right out in front, off the stick and wide. Jack Johnson moving up. Johnson now off a body, captured by Zach Boychuk, and out they go. Pat Dwyer was sealed off that time by Nathan Horton. Now from the skates of Horton back out to the center zone. Anisimov. Horton got to it, and Anisimov one more time.
That's what keeps Zach Boychuk moving forward in the lineup there. End of a shift. Make sure to, with determination and his foot speed, get a puck out, move it north, and then get off the ice.
Nathan Gerby feeds it deep in the Columbus zone. Nikita Nikitin checked along the boards. Gerby coming together with Dubinsky, a loose puck. Skinner had it. Gerby shot turned out by Bobrovsky. Skinner a wrap chance and a good stick. David Savard getting back. Now along the boards, Nathan Gerby. To the point, Justin Falk. Closing in. A block. And a good one by Matt Calvert. And it comes all the way back out. Dubinsky fought off by Gerby. Carolina gets to it again in the center zone. Jeff Skinner. Broken up. Over the line, Foligno this way. Turning is Dubinsky. In the slot alone, Foligno off the goal post.
Two huge plays. Cam Atkinson, I think, helped on that stuff chance. And then to have the post at the other end, those are key moments.
Now Foligno. Hainsey got back. Johansson, Ryan Johansson, a stutter step. He'll circle center one. Carolina back to the house. They get it out.
I don't think Hurricanes fans know how good Ryan Johansson is. I mean, he is a player that is going to become a household name.
He's surging right now. 19 points in his last 20 games. Played here by Tuomo Ruutu. Back out to center. Forked along by Radek Dvorak. Ryan Murray getting back. A great look there out of the corner. From the boards now. Umberger away for Nick Foligno. Little back pressure from Zach Boychuk as he clears it in.
Okay, we just in a couple of sentences talked about the true future of Columbus. Johansson up front and Murray on the back end. A defenseman who people liken in some ways to Scott Niedermayer.
That was his idol growing up. Wears the same number. Now along the boards. Boone Jenner. Stolen by Carolina's Jay Harrison. He gave it right back, though. Now Columbus restarts. Murray out to center. Loose puck as we see, and Boychuk is on it.
And Boone Jenner, not to be forgotten either. Not just a good name out of the Oshawa Ontario League program, but he's a good one. I think taken in the second round.
Character player, lots of grit. It'll come all the way back on the icing in the Carolina zone.
Well, the Hurricanes have certainly had some pretty good attacking zone time here in the first period. And they have thought, shoot first, follow up there. I thought that Atkinson did a nice job coming down and helping out on that stuff. And quickly thereafter, you were going to see, well, a close chance at one end, goal at the other. But the post gives Carolina the right kind of momentum.
Along the boards now. Back out. Play whistle dead on the offside. Canes assistant coach Dave Lewis with Chantel McCabe when we come back to Columbus right after this.
Back in the first, it's scoreless in Columbus. I'm on the bench with Coach Dave Lewis. It's the 5th game in a Canes sweater for John Michael Liles. What are your impressions of him so far?
Oh, he's been good. You know, learning our system, playing with our guys, learning little tendencies, what we do in the neutral zone, how we play in the defensive zone. But he's letting his skills just show themselves, making plays. Got a big goal yesterday for us, so he's a great addition for us.
Great, thanks.
You're welcome.
His parents, John Jr. and Janie, his mom, had driven in from Culver, Indiana to watch him play as a Hurricane tonight.
Wonderful prep school. Culver Academy in Indiana, and there's a lot of rich hockey history at that school.
We talked about it back during this winning streak that my father went to Culver and teaches you fine military principles. You can't go wrong.
Sekera with a heavy shot wide of Bobrovsky. Nick Foligno, good stick check, and out they come. Ryan Johansson. Foligno from the wall. Pass detected beautifully by Justin Falk. Carolina back out. See them cross the line. Pat Dwyer off the blocker of Bobrovsky. Loose impact of the goal gathered in by Nick Foligno. He reverses the flow. Brandon Dubinsky readies for a hit from Belmore, and it pops out.
Well, that was a pretty skilled play there for Sekera. That would have been much easier to step into if he was a right, not a left shot. Still got a lot on it, and it may have had Bobrovsky beat.
Wisniewski. Taken care of by Atkinson. Sealed off by Ron Hainsey. To the point, Wisniewski. He'll shovel along. Brandon Dubinsky. Wisniewski up top, dangling, wristing one. Caught by Hudobin. Maniacs, it's time for the Moe's Southwest Grill. Hey, what do you say, queso player? It's Nathan Gerby tonight. If he scores, everybody gets a free side of Moe's famous queso and hot fresh chips tomorrow at any Triangle locale.
Well, like Gerby, a Michigan native, James Wisniewski is a Michigan native, and he, from that same spot on the point, one slap shot there, a wrister. He has caused Hudobin to make 2 saves through traffic. He's healthy. He's very encouraged about the direction of this hockey club.
And he could be a very good professional golfer someday. Wisniewski is dead scratch and below.
Actually, Daniel Carmanis had a golf outing. He shot 67 on his own ball before the season. You were at that golf outing. 67 on his own ball.
Yeah, and no fooling around. Straight golf. Now, Bowman tries to go deep. He does. Murray in the corner. Laid along the wall. Corey Trott had it, lost it. Bowman did the same thing off of Brian Craig. Letestu left it there for James Wisniewski, who tries to get it ahead. Brian Craig goes to work. Looking for Trott, denied. Jay Harrison back the other way. Grayson Bowman for the Hurricanes will get it deep.
That was a charity golf tournament, by the way, that the Columbus Blue Jackets players, management, John Davidson, their president, came up to the Detroit area and supported Danielle's cause.
Wonderful tournament. Now, over the line. Nathan Horton to the corner. Inside it goes, Anisimov. Sekera, loose at the side of the net. Carolina jumps on it in the person of Brett Sutter. He coughed it up. They score! Boone Jenner on the forecheck. And Columbus breaks the ice.
Well, Kirk Muller, throughout this winning streak, has given young players or call-ups a chance to respond after a tough mistake. And we'll have to watch and see if he gives Brett Sutter, who's put together some really good hockey games, the same chance. As it's just a good job of outnumbering that causes Sutter to deposit this puck in an area that he just doesn't want to. And Boone Jenner is literally in the garden spot. But I give Nathan Horton, playing in his first home game as a Jacket, a lot of credit. But Sutter would have wanted to just make sure to keep that puck along the boards. Unless you're absolutely sure, don't make a whole play to the middle. But hopefully he'll put that behind him.
Now from the corner, comes all the way back off the draw. Boone Jenner, goal number 6. It'll be unassisted at the 15-minute mark. In the center zone, Ryan Johansson for Columbus. Plays it to himself, walks in, centers one. All the way back. Jack Johnson in control. He'll circle behind Hudobin. Wheel one off a body. A good block by Ron Hainsey. Carolina escapes harm. They get it back out. Just outside the blue line. Good stick check by Nick Foligno. Ryan Johansson's in the zone. He'll cut. Pull up. Lay it back for Johnson. Jack Johnson with a cut. Centering off the stick of Hainsey. Loose down low. Johnson gets to it. Away from Senin. Off the stick. It ricochets to the corner. Jeff Skinner sidesteps the hit and got it back out to neutral ice. Turned in the zone by Cam Atkinson. Laid along for Dubinsky. He scores! Brandon Dubinsky right by Anton Hudobin. 2-0 Columbus.
Shift after giving up a goal, you want to get back to basics, and I think it was Ruutu had a chance to get the puck deep along with Skinner. Dubinsky came right off the bench, fresh legs, but still this is a shot. Atkinson with a nice pass, seeing that he's right off that bench with speed. But from that angle, anytime it's outside the dot, you'd like to think that you can come up with it. The way Anton's been playing, even a labeled shot like that hasn't beaten him, but I think it all started with not getting that puck deep right after giving up a goal. And then Dubinsky, who's played very well, capitalizes.
So 70 seconds later, Brandon Dubinsky is on a pace for career season point-wise, coming off a great game Monday night against his former team at Madison Square Garden. Makes it 2-0. Harrison off a body. Knocked down. Played by Wisniewski back out to center ice. 3:20 left in period 1. 2-0 Columbus. Carolina starts again. Steered along by Bowman, not deep enough. And Wisniewski now will take over. Underneath in and out. Artem Anisimov off the boards all the way back. Tenner's on the gallop. Falk is defending for Carolina. They jam and back of Hudobin. It pops out. Good play by Justin Falk. And away they go. They're looking at Tuomo Ruutu, and he'll get it deep. Jack Johnson from ice level. Pressured by Ruutu. Nathan Horton along the boards. Former Bruin. Out to center. Jenner tries to walk through the D. Would have been offside, and Carolina pops it out.
Did you see the way Horton protected that puck in his own end before going to the middle? Good hip check there from Johnson.
Was old school hit on Tuomo Ruutu. Brett Belmore back to fetch in his own zone. Shots are even now at 7 apiece. The goal scorers in succession, Boone Jenner and Brandon Dubinsky. Cam Atkinson and Fedor Tutin get the assists on the goal by Dubinsky. Now Hudobin leaves it for Brett Belmore.
Well, I thought on December 23rd when the Blue Jackets won in Raleigh, they had the edge in the neutral zone. And that's the key part of that forced turnover that leads to Dubinsky scoring from the wing.
Nikita Nikitin, forecheck by Brett Sutter. Lino indirectly off the board. Center zone, controlled by John Michael Lyles. Lindholm a give back, and Lyles now in his own zone. He's paired with Jay Harrison. Here's Sutter. Brett Sutter now moves it along, batted deep by Zach Boychuk.
It's good to see Sutter back on the ice. You look last weekend, Drayson Bowman had a bad turnover. The coaches continued with him, and he was a part of preserving a win in the third period against the Islanders.
Luck to flex in the Columbus bench. We'll get a stoppage. 2 quick goals in 70 seconds. Boone Jenner. Then it was Brandon Dubinsky. 2-0. Blue Jackets. And this is 38th game for Brandon Dubinsky. Here we go.
Well, this is puck management after giving up a goal. Okay, so Ruutu, this puck rolls on him, where he just wants to control it, get it deep. And now I want you to watch, after Ruutu can't handle it, watch Semin. This is where you need the bear down factor to be able to handle that puck. And he can't. Dubinsky, perfect shot. You know, that's one where Hudobin has really showed the courage to stay on his feet. And that's been something that he's made himself big in very impressive fashion.
Atkinson along the boards for Dubinsky. Muscled that time by Jordan. Quick shot goes high. Off the stick of Cam Atkinson. Matt Calvert out of the reach of Dubinsky. Nathan Gerby gets to it. Deposits the puck all the way back. Ryan Murray in control. Chipped along. Now a second crack at it by Dubinsky. Gerby a give back, and here's Andrei Sekera. Under a minute left in period 1. Shots are now 8 for Columbus, 7 taken by Carolina. Justin Falk turns it over to Wisniewski. Spring pass unattainable for Nathan Horton, and it comes all the way back. Jenner gets to it. Answered by Hudobin. Good hustle by Boone Jenner. Jenner in control. Knocked down by Radek Dvorak. Out to center ice. Grayson Bowman.
Boone Jenner's stayed so long on the ice this morning at 10 o'clock skate that I started thinking to myself, is he even playing tonight? But he's been as fresh as ever, and that's what young legs will do for you.
They're a hard-working crew, Columbus, a young team, one of the youngest in the National Hockey League. They move it ahead. Tutin, a big hit coming across on Radek Dvorak. Now Jack Johnson holding on to it. Moving away from Bowman, and now Dvorak. 3 seconds left in the period. From the wall, fed deep. Hainsey out in front, picked off by Boone Jenner, and that'll do it. Zach Boychuk will be Chantel McCabe's guest. She kicks off the PNC Bank first intermission here in Columbus. Boone Jenner and Brandon Dubinsky have the goals. Columbus 2, Carolina no score.
Carolina Hurricanes hockey is brought to you by Kangaroo Express, your home of the $1.50 dog and drink. By Moe's Southwest Grill. Welcome to Moe's. And by the North Carolina Education Lottery. Play Powerball with Power Play from the North Carolina Education Lottery and get in the game. Jackpots start at $40 million.
We are situated tonight in the Arena District. Downtown Columbus, Boone Jenner and Brandon Dubinsky are the goal scorers for the Blue Jackets thus far. We kickstart the second period. John Forsland, Trip Tracy, Chantel McCabe at ice level along with our fine crew here at Nationwide Arena. Nathan Horton, broken up by Carolina's Pat Dwyer. Columbus shot Carolina 9-7. In the first period, Sergei Bobrovsky taking care of that one. Jordan looking for Dwyer. Broken up by Anisimov, and now Horton. In the skates of Boone Jenner. It comes all the way back. No icing. Jenner forechecking Justin Falk. Back of the goal, Anisimov tries to will one out in front. James Wisniewski along the kick plate. Loose and gathered in by Nathan Horton. His shot off the stick. It's off Jordan Stahl, and it goes out of play. Let's take a look at the first period numbers. Brought to you by Buffalo Brothers. Oh, man, now I want wings.
Well, that's because you spent so much time in Buffalo this week. But Jordan Stahl won 5 of 6 faceoffs in the first period, just won the opening draw here to start the second, and he had that key block there on Nathan Horton's release, and we know what Horton can do when he releases the puck.
Was an outstanding player, a player that played his first ever National Hockey League game against Carolina back in 03. Brent Belmore goes to work looking for Elias Lindholm. Lindholm in back of the goal. Out of the reach of Belmore, Jack Johnson taking over. Fedor Tutin has time and space in his own zone. This is Matt Calvert turning it over to Alex Semin. His shot easily detected by Fedor Tutin, and away they go. Angled pass for Dubinsky. Out in front. Along the boards now. Johnson in the slot. Off the stick of Dubinsky. Matt Calvert goes to the wall. Broken up. Carried out by Alex Semin. Carolina restarts. Semin hit hard by Umberger. Skinner with a shot off the stick of Jack Johnson. It goes out of play.
Well, earlier in his shift, Semin made a pretty darn good play right inside his own blue line that led to Belmore being with Lindholm on a 2-on-1. So we saw a bit of a different look here as Lindholm slides up to play with Semin and Skinner. And you can see that Belmore had no idea. He actually had a forward back in Dubinsky. You know, you want to be able to create a little separation, but Dubinsky made a pretty good stick play.
Now Nikita Nikitin. Started his career with the St. Louis Blues. David Savard elevates the puck through the Carolina defense all the way back to Udobin. Jay Harrison deep in his own territory. Out to center on the attack now. Tuomo Ruutu. He'll go wide of Savard to the top of the goal crease. Now Harrison, Dvorak. Little give and go. Dvorak's shot sails high. He got it from Malhotra. Lyles for Ruutu. Now Columbus, as we see, will take over.
And as we see, there's some line shuffling going on as Ruutu slides to a different line. By the way, John, all these Russians on the Columbus Blue Jacket, 4 Olympians, the Buckeyes are going to be rooting for their team from Mother Russia.
And Eric Stahl will be the guest of Mike Maniscalco. Coors Light, Games Corner at the Backyard Bistro. It'll be Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. You can also listen in on 99.9 The Fan.
And I know Eric is hopeful that he makes rapid progress. Who knows if he gets it against Calgary?
Sekera's shot knocked down by Johansson. Gerby hammers one high. Now it's played along the boards by Justin Falk. His shot swallowed by Sergei Bobrovsky.
And he's one of the 4 Blue Jackets headed to the Russian Olympic team. Bobrovsky, Tutin, you mentioned Nikitin, Artem Anisimov, who's already factored into this game. I mean, Blue Jacket fans aren't going to know what to think. They're going to be pulling for the hometown Sochi club.
You do what you have to do.
With 10 KHLers on that roster, strong stance, picking so many players from that league.
Gerby now off Jordan Stahl out in front. Jordan Stahl back to the point. Falk point to point. Sekera. His shot easily detected by Bobrovsky, and no further play.
You do what you have to do. Well,
you do.
That's what Gerby's done his entire determined career. And that's what I like most about Gerby and Sekera. And I mentioned it last night, it's the 2 Ps. Passion and preparation. They might have off nights, but you never have to question their passion or preparation. And that's the type of low-maintenance player that 2 less guys you have to worry about if you're a coach or a manager.
Canes start the night with a 5-game winning streak. Jenner out in front, it rolls around. Skinner coming back. Now Semin. Coughs it up to Ryan Murray. And Wisniewski now back in his own zone.
These are the steps the Hurricanes, who've done so many good things, have to take, is getting pucks out, managing pucks, doing the mundane over and over again. And a game where you're playing against a team that's desperate for a win, that didn't play the night before in their building.
The center zone. Columbus now gets started again. Ryan Murray, first-round pick, will go deep. Down low, Corey Trop out in front. Rolls around, picked up here, and laid across that time by Jeff Skinner. Semin in the zone to the outside. Alex Semin losing control. Now Belmore rifles off the boards. Tuomo Ruutu, top of your screen, let it go. Ron Hainsey looking for a tip. Good save, Bobrovsky. What hands by Semin in the slot. Now battling back of the goal as we see. To the point, Brett Belmore, he'll dust it off. Off the backside of the cage, press legs over the wall. Dvorak now. Andy Malhotra taken down by Johnson. And the Jackets now will clear back out to center ice. Corey Drop will get it deep.
Subtly, Bobrovsky has been very good in this game. The Hurricanes easily could have scored the first goal before Jenner and Dubinsky scored in short order. He's been strong.
The line they cross again. Shot by Ruutu deflects wide. Along the boards. Brandon Dubinsky. Cut off in the center zone by Patrick Dwyer and right back in.
Excellent back pressure. Asked Dwyer on the trip to Buffalo earlier this week, is it true you want to be a coach whenever your career is done? With no hesitation, he said, the second I'm done. That'll be yours from now. That's what he said. I thought it was a pretty cool statement. He could have towed the line a bit. He said, no, the second I'm done, I'm going to be a coach.
Good. He belongs in this game for a long time. Now it's sent all the way back. Andrej Sekera back out to center ice. Dwyer to the outside of Savard. Walks in, shoots one. Stopped by Bobrovsky.
Soft hands of Alex Semin. Heck of a tip here. Look at the concentration from Bobrovsky. Good movement there to get over low. And to get that redirection around the stick of Toot. And Alex Semin, that's the positive part of his game. Getting pucks out earlier in the shift, that's the part that needs work. And that's the structure that he needs to have as a foundation to his world-class creativity in all other areas.
Ryan Murray along the boards. All the way back. Over his shoulder, John Michael Liles takes a peek, a tight turn. Nicely back out to center ice. Choked off by Ryan Johansson. A loose puck. Here's Foligno. Umberger. Liles got back. Loose puck again. Umberger turned out. Going down again, John Michael Liles. Nick Foligno one more time. Johansson. Carolina can't get it out. Out of the corner. It's Foligno to the point. Ryan Murray. Nick Foligno holding on to it. To an open corner. Liles looks around, pressured by Umberger. Drayson Bowman turned it over to Murray. Finally, they do get it out. Here's Boychuk. If you see the shots, another. Fought off by Bobrovsky. Moves to the boards. Boychuk is sandwiched. It pops out as we see, and it comes all the way back.
Heck of a recovery from Liles. I don't believe he's been on the ice for a goal against as a Carolina Hurricane, and after some good Blue Jacket pressure, Boychuk, what a release. That is a guy that is confident with that puck coming off his tape.
He's a +5 as a Hurricane. Out to center. Broken up. Skinner gave it away. Columbus starts again. They give it away. Semin moving on Tootin. Centering one. Shot taken. What a save! Bobrovsky robs Elias Lindholm. 13:29 left to go in the second period. They call him Bob. What about Bob?
Back in the second, Sergei Bobrovsky just robbed Elias Lindholm. But yesterday, Zach Boychuk was talking about how much energy the fourth line provided the team. And that's exactly what Elias Lindholm and he have been doing tonight. Bringing us to our Geico quote where Boychuk says, "I heard Coach tell Lindy to be ready and keep up with these guys because we've been playing so well. It was good to see that he was keeping up, and we were actually trying to keep up with him in his return from the World Junior Championship." John and Tripp?
It's a challenge for even ultra-talented young players is to find the tools that it takes to be consistent with busy schedules like this. Even the best of players, it takes a while to learn that brand of consistency.
And Atkinson off a stick. It goes in the screen. Lindholm is now on this line with Skinner and Semin.
Yeah, and they have been a threat here early in the second period with a couple chances. Alex Semin, this is his second outstanding pass. One was on the backhand in the first period. See the edge work? Looked like he was going to compete in the figure skating competition. Semin, as he's admiring that pass, and Bobrovsky makes another gem of a save, a snare on Lindholm as Elias continues to show that Ron Francis and Jim Rutherford made the right decision by sending him to Sweden because he has come back ultra confident.
Anisimov kicked out. Jenner comes in. You see the shots in this period dominated by Carolina. Looking for that first goal just to break the dam and see what happens. Belmore inside the line. Furthered by Dvorak off a body off Nikitin. Radek gets it back. He gets it deep. And Columbus now will recoil. David Savard in back of his goaltender. He won the Vezina Trophy as the top netminder in the National Hockey League a season ago. Anisimov pulls up. His shot wide of Hudobin. Loose this way, Nikitin. He'll punch it off the screen. We get a stoppage.
You know, I was talking today with Tim Thomas, who had another nice win for Florida in Buffalo last night. And Tim told me this summer, because he got to know Anton when Anton was the third goaltender when Thomas won the Conn Smythe and playoff MVP. And as soon as the Hurricanes signed him, he said to me, he said, Trip, Anton reminds me of me when I first got my opportunity in Boston. Thomas believed that he had and has what it takes to have the same type of path of success that Timmy had. What a compliment.
Thomas played last night. Florida won in Buffalo. Wrap chance. Hudobin stands tall on Unberger. They get it out. Here's Nathan Gerbe to the outside of Jack Johnson. Steered along by Bobrovsky. Played this way by Jordan. Inside it goes. Dwyer on the boards for Carolina. Jordan Stahl in back of the net. Vetter Tootin digs it out. Pinching down is Lyles. Inside. Picked up here by Jordan. Jordan defended by Jack Johnson. Two big bodies. Johnson wins the battle, has the puck, and out they go. Here's Nick Foligno. Cross-corner dump in.
You know who Jack Johnson's instructor was at the Culver Academy Hockey School as a young teenager? Mark? John Michael Lyles.
Wow.
Yeah. And then John Michael Lyles tried to convince Johnson to go to Michigan State, where Lyles went. He's a few years older. He even brought him into Ron Mason's office at one point with Ryan Miller to try to get him to commit to Michigan State, where Jack Johnson's father went.
He did the exact opposite, though. He became a Wolverine. It comes all the way back. Icing is called here. Monday at 10. Catch the season premiere of Next Class, where 4-star safety DJ Smith and number 17 overall safety in the nation will be announcing his college decision live between Clemson, Georgia, South Carolina, and Tennessee only on Fox Sports South.
And Lyles tried to do a little Spartan recruiting, and he couldn't deliver Jack Johnson. Johnson was a good Wolverine.
Now it's forked along. And good recovery by Justin Falk ahead of Corey Trop. They acquired a waiver claim from Buffalo in late November. It's been good here. Semin. Justin Falk in control. Quick up. Intended for Lindholm. It comes all the way back. Icing against Carolina.
How good as skaters are Falk and Sekera, and they bail each other out. Let's watch. Here's the turnover, but watch Falk. What a job. Doesn't even take a penalty. Wow. First step. Explosion. Gets that puck first. That's why he's headed to the Olympics.
I didn't realize how far he came until I saw that replay.
Seamlessly.
In the end zone. It's amazing. Now, Dubinsky. Moving up on Lindholm. Brandon Dubinsky. Maintains control. Stays with it. Circling right out in front. Good sticks. Lindholm first and then Sekera. Back out to center. Jeff Skinner wipes it ahead. And the Blue Jackets are on it. David Savard hard around. This way it's Calvert off his stick. Skinner in control. Jeff Skinner faking to the outside. Caught by Sergei Bobrovsky.
Boy, is the next goal going to determine what kind of hockey game this is in the second half. Lindholm did a pretty decent job there, but he's a young kid. He needed help from Sekera to eventually get that puck out the slot. That's an area where the Hurricanes under Kirk Muller have been much better defensively this year, bringing 5 guys into the picture, leaving the points more available because they want to win in numbers in the crucial areas.
Anisimov for Columbus. Malhotra for Carolina. Off the draw, it's one back. Malhotra last night, 74% in the face-off circle, winning 14 out of 19. Tootin, stick battle with Dvorak. Vetter Tootin moves it. Boone Jenner has one of 2 goals. He looks around. Good pincher. Nice move supporting the point by Malhotra. Now Jack Johnson on the wing. Jenner didn't see it. Brett Belmore inside. Dvorak turns. Shoots one. Off the stick of Tootin wide. Ron Hainsey punches deep. Jack Johnson. Nice pass for Vetter Tootin. And away they go. Boone Jenner. Nice cut in half on him by Zach Boychuk. Lyles gave it away. Jenner faking, holding. He'll circle. Boone Jenner now grinding. To the point. Ryan Murray. Here it comes. Swallowed by Hudobin. 9:40 left to go. Middle period here in Columbus. It's the Blue Jackets 2 and the Hurricanes. No score. Be a rare Monday night at home for Justin Falk and the Hurricanes. Alex Semin getting ready. The Calgary Flames will make their only appearance. We're on Fox Sports Carolina, starting with Hurricanes Live at 6:30. And Yuri Hudler will lead the way.
Well, he's having a heck of a year. Probably is motivated right now because despite the year he's having coming back from the KHL, of course, learning the right way in the Detroit Red Wing organization, he did not make the Czech Olympic team. He and Radim Vrbata, some notable missions up front. And, of course, Yuri Tlusty as well. I was surprised because I think Yuri Tlusty brings so many fundamentals when he's not scoring.
Quick shot. Hudobin said no, and the chance by Anisimov. And it's dumped back out to center ice. The team from the Czech Republic, let's just say they're a little bit older. It's a veteran group. Jenner now holding on to it to the outside. There's a couple of names there. I didn't think they were still playing. Out to center, Dvorak. Getting it back now at the line. Now Holtra, they cross, and it's offside.
A couple of guys double the age of Jeff Skinner, Peter Nedved. Tomas Kaberle, a former Hurricane, will be part of that crew in Sochi. And boy, Jeff Skinner, one of his magical nights, and he's had too many to count in the last almost 2 months at this point.
17 goals in his last 17 games. Incredible.
It is incredible, and he could have a couple tonight. He had a couple of tremendous chances in the first period, in particular on Bobrovsky.
Now Fedor Tutin. Nick Foligno on the wall for Columbus. Jordan Staal. Nathan Gerbe. Wide of Bobrovsky. It's loose this way. Chipped out of the zone by Foligno. Ryan Johansson gets to it. Ahead of Jordan. Off the side of the goal. With Hudobin holding the short side.
Well, you're right. The grandfather-type guys on the Czech team. How about Jakub Kindl? Guys like that on the blue line. You know, they're really going with guys that have been around for a while. I didn't know Nedved was still playing.
Yeah, lots of experience. Now Gerbe throws on the break. In deep, it's Dwyer. It's a short tournament. Now they go to the corner. Johnson on the boards here for Foligno. Off the wall, all the way back down, and Ron Hainsey is in control.
I guess the only addition that would add to that would be if they get Ashik to play again. And, of course, he led them to their gold medal in Nagano in the late 90s.
He did in 98. Now Corey Tromp sealed off. Off the side of the goal, a chance that time by Ron Hainsey. Skinner with a shot turned out. Bobrovsky loose right out in front. Letestu pestered by Skinner. The Jackets back out to center ice, but a steal by Justin Falk. In the Columbus zone, Mark Letestu coming back. Moved by David Savard. Corey Tromp on the boards. In that area where teams need to get it out. Good job sealing the boards by Carolina's Ron Hainsey. You see the scrum up close. Everybody involved, and Carolina gets it deep.
The Hurricanes on consecutive nights, they played a pretty darn good game here. 7 again with a good assist-type play to Skinner.
Calvert going down, defended beautifully by Belmore. Andre Sekera goes by him. Atkinson, Calvert, stomping on a dime, centering one, mopped up by Brett Belmore. Zach Boychuk in control. Out they come. Rink-wide pass in the zone. Manny Malhotra, a former Blue Jacket. It's broken up. Dubinsky all the way back out. Matt Calvert on the gallop, cutting. Good sweep check that time by Andre Sekera.
Boy, it sure was. Sekera told me he did talk to fellow Slovak Zdeno Chara. They hope to room together at the Olympics. I hope that Andre gets the bigger bet.
That's right. Now it's played here by Ryan Murray. I don't know, though. Chara gets his way, usually. Calvert out in front. Belmore went down. Calvert. And after a loose puck, Ryan Murray by him at the point, and it comes all the way back. Ryan Murray around the boards. Center zone, Nathan Horton. Artem Anisimov. Horton again. Checked by Patrick Dwyer. Inside for Boone Jenner. To the outside, he centers one, nobody home. Getting to it is Gerbe. Defended by Johnson. Covering up Horton, it deflects in on Hudobin. Now it's loose. John Michael Lyles feeds it across for Brett Belmore. Through center ice, Johnson moving up on Gerbe.
Horton with Anisimov and the fresh legs of Boone Jenner. They've been Columbus's best line.
Inside the line, Lyles. Johnson will turn it back. Carolina gets the line of Lindholm, Skinner, and Semin on the ice. Loose puck as we see. Lyles on Anisimov. Moved out by Jay Harrison. Jack Johnson. Over the line they cross. It's Jenner again. Boone Jenner's shot deflects off Lyles that went high. Bumped down by Skinner. That's legal in the defensive zone, and now Feder Tootin will get it deep.
Can you imagine where that Boone Jenner release is going to be when he's in his mid to late 20s?
Now Semin throws it back. It deflects all the way back.
Boone's going to boom.
Dwell on that for a bit. 5:15 left to go in the second period. Skinner and the boys down by a pair.
Back in the second. If you didn't know, the Blue Jackets name comes from a Civil War reference. And when Ken Hitchcock was coaching here in Columbus, he was one of the advocates to add the goal cannon here in Columbus. In 2007, this was added, and it goes off anytime a game begins or the Columbus Blue Jackets score. It's 1,500 pounds, 11 feet tall, and it's a simulation of a fire shot. There is artificial smoke that comes out and a boom that comes from the ceiling. Very loud noise. We've heard it twice tonight. John and Tripp?
Wow. No wonder they drafted a guy with a name like Boone, but it's not surprising with Hitchcock being a Civil War historian. And is he ever passionate? The two things he's passionate about is the game plan against the Russians and the Civil War.
That's right, and Bruce Springsteen. Good save by Anton Khudobin. Really, those are his three loves, and also golf is included in that. Sekera moving up, but just about everybody likes golf, as that shot by Kirby deflects. Justin Falk will go deep.
Just about everybody loves his team, the St. Louis Blues, right now, too.
They've won 7 in a row. Dismantling Calgary last night, 5-0. It comes all the way back. Anton Khudobin out to play it.
He's one of our dear friends, Ken Hitchcock. What a mind. I've never seen a guy move less in orchestrating a morning skate earlier this year in St. Louis.
Economy of motions. Now, Radek Dvorak throws on the brakes out in front. Fended off by Bobrovsky, the net off the pegs. So we get a break in play. Coors Light, cold hard facts, more numbers to digest. Interesting ones here. This is ice time per goals, minimum of 10 goals. The injured Steven Stamkos, and then Jeff Skinner, 1 goal every 26-47.
Well, anytime a player has a decent number of shots, when you look at his shooting percentage, if he's anything around 15%, you're talking about a guy that's in the money. And Skinner's shooting percentage during this run is just absolutely sensational. He's at 17.5% on the season. That tells you, and he's had a good number of shots, that tells you how deadly he's been.
Toronto and Washington are tied at 1. Ovechkin has scored tonight. Hainsey, as it deflects wide, those numbers prior to tonight's game. As it comes all the way back out to center ice. But very impressive numbers. And the crunchers are at work. These numbers crunchers come up with these statistics now. Semin bounces one off the pads. Trouble brewing here, but Columbus will survive. Good idea by Alex Semin.
I mean, the Hurricanes, they've had 2 situations on both goals where they haven't managed pucks. Other than that, they've had an edge in this hockey game. It has been Bobrovsky, the Vezina winner, who has been the difference.
Nick Foligno coming back. 2-0 Columbus. 2 first-period goals scored 70 seconds apart. Boone Jenner and Brandon Dubinsky. Off a couple of sticks, Semin tries to make it happen. In the center zone, Brett Belmore wipes it all the way in on Bobrovsky, who sets it up, plays it legally for Ryan Murray. Murray along the boards for Foligno, and out they go. Nick Foligno takes a hit from Patrick Dwyer. It goes all the way back. It's Anisimov. Columbus in the process of a line change. Along the boards now. Nathan Horton is tied up. He pops out. Harrison coming back. John Michael Lyles sidesteps a hit from Boone Jenner. Harrison now one more time.
I went back and looked at it. His first game, John Michael Lyles was on for 1 goal against in Washington. But even with that, he's a +7 as a Hurricane. He hasn't been on for either of the goals tonight.
Now it's played deep. John Michael Lyles starting from his own zone. Off the boards, back out. Jordan moving up. Jordan Staal, 4 points last night, including his 300th in the National Hockey League. Now Gerby goes all the way across. Jay Harrison with a spinner, stopped by Bobrovsky. No further play.
Skinner looks to be okay. He was a little bit dinged on his last shift, but he's fought through some some bumps and bruises. You remember he took that puck in the face against Nashville last Sunday and came back and scored another third period pivotal goal. There he just got himself caught in an Apache helicopter difficult situation, and he's fine. Boy, I like what the Hurricanes have done. Jay Harrison gets that puck through. They've involved their points. They've had a pretty good cycle game with good percentages of this game.
They have 14 shots in the second period. David Savard moved off. Take a look at the shots in this period. 2-1 margin for the Canes. Now Dubinsky. They recoil. Savard, a quick up, chipped along by Cam Atkinson. The trapezoid Hudobin, now Andrei Sekera. Off the boards, back out, fielded by Savard. They go D to D. Nikit. Matt Calvert, sealed off by 3 Hurricanes. It's dug out by Dvorak. Tuomo Ruutu. Radek Dvorak shot blockered down by Bobrovsky. Fed along by Malhotra. Looking for Dvorak in back of the goal. Columbus is on it. Dubinsky in tight quarters as they get it out.
And another game where there hasn't been a penalty call, which has been a staple in this 5-game winning streak that the Hurricanes, who prefer to play at even strength, have exercised a tremendous discipline.
The center zone, they recover. Lindholm got there ahead of Mark Letestu. Center zone on a change now. Semin to the outside. His shot detected by Bobrovsky. No further play. The Carolina Ale House is the spot for pool bars. The next one will be in Concord on January 21st. Join your fellow Caniacs there for all the excitement. Canes will be in Philadelphia against the Red Hot Flyers. Log on to CarolinaHurricanes.com for more details.
Even though a lot of guys would use their forehand on this side, Jordan Staal has told Semin, line up just a tad over on this side, not this side, because he's going to try to win it on the backhand.
Derek Gamel handling the chores. The linesman, he drops it. Ainsley with a shot blocked in front off Murray. Shoulders Jordan Staal. Here they come. 2-on-1. Johansson holding it. His shot goes high. As he came in with Umberger, it deflects in the screen. And the faceoff will be in the Carolina zone.
Tough pitch by Hainsey, but part of the team game is to support if you're Lyles. Watch Lyles come back after Hainsey pitches. No high forward. All 3 forwards caught very deep. Watch the stick of Lyles. His job's the pass, but at the last second, watch him seal the shot. He gets a piece of that. Boy, that's a heck of a job from John Michael Lyles.
Good play. 51 and a fraction left in the second period. Hurricanes down by 2. It goes by Fedor Tutin, rolls on its edge all the way back. This is icing. We'll swing it back in the Hurricane zone late in this second period.
And you've got the guy taking the draw that you want. It's Manny Malhotra. Manny tells Anton Hudobin, hey, Anton, be ready. If I win this too cleanly on the backhand, you might deal with a shot on goal. He always does it when he takes faceoffs on this side.
Ball start. They will do it again. Malhotra wins it back. Hainsey, top of your screen. Tuomo Ruutu, crunched by Jack Johnson. Johnson lost his stick. Gets it back. Ruutu got it out. 30 seconds left in the period. Jack Johnson broken up by Ruutu. Johnson again out of the pileup. Swept along by Jenner. Off Hudobin. Played by Ron Hainsey. Brett Belmore in his own zone. 15 seconds left in the period. Out to center. Johnson over the line. Walks in. No angle. Well wide. All the way back down. 3 seconds left in the second period. And we have 2 in the books here in Columbus. Nathan Kirby will be Chantel McCabe's guest. She has the PNC Bank second intermission from Nationwide Arena. No scoring in the second period. Shots 23 Carolina, 17 taken by Columbus. 2 first period goals, Boone Jenner and Brandon Dubinsky. It's Columbus 2, Carolina no score right here on Fox Sports Carolinas. We take a look at Anton Hudobin. We get ready for the third period. Chantel McCabe is standing by with Canes goaltending coach Greg Steffen.
Well, since returning from injury, Anton Khudobin has been undefeated, but you went and watched him in those 2 games with the Charlotte Checkers. Why was that so important for you to see them?
Well, it was important. It was important for him, obviously, to get some work in. But what was good about it, he's faced a lot of shots, a lot of end zone time where he could work on his conditioning, and so it was good. And then I got to see some things that he was doing right and doing wrong, and we talked about it. And obviously, coming back for these games here, he's been pretty good. So hopefully here he can shut him out in the third, and we can come back and get a big comeback win.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Well, I think that helped the decision to go with Khudobin in the back-to-back with the New York Islanders last Saturday and then Nashville at home Sunday, because Greg noticed observing him in Chicago and then Rockford, the American League, that he was actually better the second night. And I'm sure that played in the decision to ride him in these couple of back-to-backs.
No penalties have been called tonight. Only the 5th time, as we see on that graphic, through 2 periods, we have had this situation. Francis Charon will drop the puck. John Forsland, Trip Tracy, Chantel McCabe, who we just heard from, along with our fine crew, Nationwide Arena. Nathan Horton delays, shoots one, blocked on the way through by Ron Hainsey. Boone Jenner and Brandon Dubinsky have the goals, both scored 70 seconds apart in period number 1. Patrick Dwyer tries to get it out for Carolina. Hainsey coming all the way back. Along the wall, Nathan Gerby, a chip not out. Fed along that time by Anisimov and back out to neutral ice. Ryan Murray in control for Columbus. He'll start ahead. On the wall, Nathan Horton. He'll deliver a pass and go off on a line change. John Michael Lyles is back for Carolina. He was knocked down, and now Hainsey looks around. Semin a give back. Hainsey not ready for it. Khudobin is, but he turned it over. Now Atkinson out in front. Wedged wide by Dubinsky. Dubinsky holding onto it. Going deep. Brandon Dubinsky, a wrap chance denied by Anton Khudobin. Played here by Ron Hainsey. Along the boards now. Inside, Matt Calvert. He'll circle. Shoot one denied by Khudobin. To the point. Good pressure by Columbus. Calvert in control. Inside Dubinsky. Brandon Dubinsky to the outside of Semin. All the way back for Feder Tootin. Jack Johnson cradles the puck. Makes a move. Jack Johnson powers one. Knocked down by Khudobin and carried out here by Jeff Skinner. Skinner now tries to make it happen. Broken up. Calvert, a good job on him. Johnson has it. Columbus restarts.
That's job well done of being ready to start the period on time by Columbus as they hem in Carolina's big line, Skinner included, and so there's no time on the offense. By the time they get it out, they've got to get off.
Now along the boards. Battle won by Foligno, but stolen by Justin Folk. Moved by Andrei Sekera. Little wedge job that time by Zach Boychuk. Comes all the way back. Bobrovsky will leave it for Nikita Nikitin. High in the air it goes on a deflection. Ryan Johansson tries to clear. And the Blue Jackets get it back out to center ice. And Aaron Stick catching R.J. Umberger, who's injured. And play his whistle dead. And he's cut, as we see.
Now, I believe when there is a cut on a potential high stick, they can get together and make a call when there's a cut. No, there were no arms up in this process. Belmore lost his stick on the play.
Looked like he ran into Belmore's stick, who was carrying it in a natural hockey position. This will be interesting.
Boy, they're gonna call a penalty here. Let's watch one more time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they got it right. They got it right. But I believe, John, if there was not a cut on the play, an injury on the play, you can't make that call after the fact when nobody's making the call.
No, you're right.
They actually blew it dead because Umberger was in some pain. There wasn't a chance denied either way. They got together, and without the benefit of a video review, something that has been talked about on double minors in situations like this, they were able to work as a team and make the right call.
First power play of the night for either team will be 4 minutes in duration as Belmore gets the double minor. Columbus is 20th on the power play as that one goes out of play, 18th at home. Carolina tied for 22nd on the kill and tied for 18th on the road.
They've got Ruutu in the box, though, so they didn't get it right. They got the penalty right, but the wrong guy.
Wow.
Now, Tuomo Ruutu does not kill penalties, so it's actually Carolina catches a break because Belmore does.
So So Tuomo Ruutu will sit for the 4 minutes, and now Sekera winds it off the glass by Ryan Murray all the way back. The Hurricanes, with 8 shorthanded goals, lead the National Hockey League. 7 of those have been scored on the road. Radek Dvorak, Malhotra was out there. Now he's replaced by Jordan Staal. At the line, they cross. Moving along, Dubinsky. Khudobin wanders out. He gave it away to Wisniewski. Wisniewski along the boards. Nathan Horton goes across. Ryan Murray with a shot. Turned out with a purpose by Khudobin. It stays in play. And somehow careens out to center.
What a play by Dvorak there, gloving that puck out of his own end.
Now it's carried in by Dwyer, defended by Ryan Murray. Murray lets it go for James Wisniewski. 1 minute gone on the 4-minute power play for Columbus. Now Murray. Carolina changing the troops. Alex Semin, Nathan Gerbe up front. Belmore and Hainsey are back. This is Ryan Johansson by Hainsey. Top of your screen. Ryan Murray walking the line. Ryan Johansson pops out. Tootin with a shot, looking for a tip. It goes inside for Jack Johnson. Johnson now out of the corner. Along the boards. Back it goes. Moved by Foligno. Carolina gets it back out to center. Columbus now retracking 2:20 on the power play. Here's Foligno. Drop pass for Ryan Johansson. Johansson now to the outside. Holding onto it. Better Tootin holding his shot. Stopped by Khudobin. It stays in play. Loose in the corner. A bouncing puck. Johansson taken down by Ron Hainsey. It pops out. Cleared out of the zone by Manny Malhotra.
Halfway there, the Hurricanes, pretty good job. Aggressive penalty killing. A couple of point shots that Khudobin's been able to locate.
This is better Tootin. That first pass doesn't work. Canceled by Justin Falk. It's all the way back. Dwyer's in first. That Dwyer in the corner. 1:39 in the power play. This is Dubinsky. Laying it off for Nathan Horton. Good sweep check by Sekera. Horton stays with it. Around the boards. Brandon Dubinsky. Muscled by Justin Falk. In the corner, Columbus's Nathan Horton. Now Brandon Dubinsky back to the point. Ryan Murray. He'll saddle it deep. Out of the reach of Horton. This way Wisniewski. James Wisniewski drops it back. They still paddle for it. Here's Justin Falk. He'll turn it off the boards and kill time.
It's not time for me to get Grady and ask for another short-handed goal, is it?
Go ahead. Here's Anisimov. Knocked down by Ron Hainsey. A loose puck. Semin. Now Gerbe off a body and out. 53 seconds left in the power play. Murray. Wisniewski. Through center. They're in. Matt Calvert denied by Belmore. Atkinson has Letestu. He's taken down. Play continues. Semin. Hard around. All the way out.
Heck of a back check from Nathan Gerbe. Boy, oh boy. Defenseman goes down. He comes back to the slot. I think makes a goal-saving play.
To the center zone, Mark Letestu. Atkinson alone. He scores! Cam Atkinson at the tail end of the power play. 3-0. Columbus.
Well, the Columbus power play really didn't have anything going for the entire just about 4-minute double minor. And a heck of a job drawing the man, finding Atkinson, who has excellent speed, and a quick little move to the forehand, and he beats Khudobin in the same similar spot that Dubinsky did on the second goal. And unfortunately, it goes back to a situation where Ruutu shouldn't have been in the box in the first place. Columbus takes until the 9th inning, but scores on their power play.
Around the boards it goes. Cam Atkinson. Having a fine season now with 12 goals. And it is on the power play. As Carolina now gets it back out to center ice. David Savard elevates the puck. This is the front end of a back-to-back for Columbus. They will be in Winnipeg tomorrow night.
What a pass by Letestu. He's the guy that makes the key play right inside the attacking zone blue line to be able to draw the man and find Atkinson at top speed.
We'll step aside. 13:21 left to go in this third period. Power play strike, and it belongs to Columbus's Cam Atkinson. Back in Columbus, a high sticking call on Tuomo Ruutu created the power play goal scored by Cam Atkinson.
Well, let me see if I can explain this correctly. Here is the stick of Ruutu on Foligno. There's no injury or cut on that, so neither referee was going to make a call. Technically, you cannot make a call after the fact. There's the call right there that should have been called to Bellemare. Umberger was injured on the play, so there on the next whistle, my understanding is they can't get together, and they should have called double minor on Bellemare. They didn't. It was on Ruutu. Heck of a play from Letestu to Atkinson. Atkinson, who has had speed all night, that's what he brings. And a well-placed shot on the far side.
Columbus looking for the 4-point swing in the Metropolitan Division here tonight. Starting this evening, 5 points in back of Carolina. Now Nathan Horton. Anisimov back out to the center zone over the line. Artem Anisimov with a shot read by John Michael Lyles. They go to the corner. Boone Jenner takes over. By Horton, now Murray, here it comes. Caught off, it's loose, and they recover. Ron Hainsey got there ahead of Nathan Horton. Carolina will survive.
Still a lot of fight here in Carolina. Consider you see Murray, boy, he's going to be a good one there. Has a deceivingly good shot there on that well-placed point shot. Got a rebound up.
Through center ice, Nathan Horton pulls up, shoots one off the goal post. I believe the crossbar, and it goes out of play.
What a release that was. We saw this for many years when Horton was a Florida Panther, taken, of course, in the same draft as Marc-Andre Fleury and then Eric Stahl. This was the shot for Murray. Good job from Anisimov in front. Gaborik may not be playing. He was the key piece of that Rick Nash deal, but Anisimov's been good. Dubinsky has a goal. What a release that is from Nathan Horton. Big decision on his part to sign with Columbus, leaving Boston, but had to recover from a surgery, and so just been back recently.
He wanted the lifestyle here. He wanted a more easygoing lifestyle. He's got a young family. He likes the makeup of the team. They're a young team, and he can be a big centerpiece of it all, and they've signed him long term. Around the boards now, Harrison goes deep. It goes by Radek Dvorak. Horton played through a great deal of pain last year. Stanley Cup playoffs all the way to the bitter end for Boston. Letestu lays it off for Jack Johnson. Holding on to it. Going deep. He centers one. Loose out in front off the stick of Anton Khudobin and back. Calvert with a shot winding wide. Loose this way. Radek Dvorak has it for Carolina.
Nathan Horton's a really good person. He wanted the slower lifestyle in Boston, but he certainly was a big part of winning a championship there.
Atkinson with a shot that goes high. This area a lot like Raleigh. The players that have played here stay here as they are doing now in Raleigh. Here's Skinner with a shot sealed off by Sergei Bobrovsky.
What a rush up the ice. What puck movement. Seven, Skinner, Lindholm. Carolina wanted a penalty out of it.
Harris Teeter's signature Subser back trip. Come to North Hills Harris Teeter. 120 St. Albans Drive in Raleigh on Thursday from 5:30 to 6:30 and meet Nathan Gerbe and check out his top shelf sandwich.
Ask and you shall receive. Paul Dvorsky makes this call, I believe, on the tail end. Yeah, right there. Nikitin with the, should be interference, I would guess. Boy, that was some kind of movement up the ice as Lindholm was put on this line at the beginning of the second period. So here, if you're going to make a game out of it, this is where you need a power play that's been on the rise to give you hope.
All right, so Nikitin in the box. Penalty was called, and Carolina now will get their first power play of the game. 25th overall, tied for 25th, 17th on the road, but hot of late. Seven holding, handing on a shot, defended by Brandon Dubinsky. To the point, Lyles, now Semin. Alexander Semin, away from Dubinsky, holding on to it. Inside Lindholm for Jordan, good play. Johansson on him. Jeff Skinner, back to the point, John Michael Lyles. Skinner holding off his stick. Johansson moves it out.
Well, Columbus was forcing the Hurricanes to be perfect, but they wanted to take away, the Blue Jackets did the shot of Semin. Going down to Lindholm. If Lindholm had seats Skinner all alone on the back door on the other side.
That's how hot the power play is in the last 13 games. 5 out of 24 in the last 5. It goes out of play. We get a stoppage.
Could be a 5-on-3.
It will be.
Oh boy, I would think Kirk Muller calls his timeout right here. I mean, this is where you have to think with 1:03 of two-man advantage time. You've got to think you have to worry about one goal at a time against a goaltender that's been very, very good. But you have to think if you can get one in the first minute on the 5-on-3, then you might get another on a 5-on-4 with that power play that is as confident as it's been all season.
Right.
It starts with winning a very important face-off. And on this side, Jordan Staal should be on the gravy train, being able to power back as a left shot.
Should the Canes put the biscuit in the basket during the Duke Energy power play tonight, Caniacs who say the winning phrase receive a free Bowberry biscuit from participating Bojangles restaurants tomorrow morning. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Jordan Staal set up Skinner for a 5-on-3 goal in the second period in Raleigh. He won it cleanly against Dubinsky, right to Semin. Semin went to Skinner. Now what happened on that play is Fedor Tootin lined up way down here and was caught. Skinner scored the goal by himself.
Face-off one back. 5-on-3 scenario. Carolina has scored 5 5-on-3 goals this season. Columbus has given up 2. Through the center zone, Semin. Big shot, wide of Bobrovsky, cleared right out. Good job coming all the way back by Mark Letestu. Carolina has 38 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Lyles, Jordan Staal walks in. Back it goes. Semin deals along for Skinner. Out in front, Lindholm shut down. Bobrovsky, a dandy on Elias Lindholm.
Well, that'll bring him to their feet. I mean, the reflexes with his pads in particular from Bobrovsky.
Now Lindholm. Lyles. Elias Lindholm down deep. Lyles again. He'll cradle it. 10 seconds to 5-on-3. Lyles. Guarded by Dubinsky. And it goes Skinner. Shot taken. Bobrovsky to save it. Ricochets around. Dubinsky gets it out.
Boy, oh boy, have his feet been quick. Dubinsky very close at the end to closing his hand on the puck, but he was just on the fine line of that. What an entry on the backhand from Lyles to Jordan Staal.
45 seconds. Conventional 5-on-4. Boychuk caught by Bobrovsky, who sauces it up. He puts on a bit of a show here.
Well, a little Russian flamboyance. Why not? And I think he just understood what he did. Why not?
I hope so.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of sauce. Buffalo Brothers sauce, one of your promotions, and this was, I thought, another excellent power play. The Lyles little backhand to Jordan Staal for a perfect entry. Perfectly executed play. Just either Lindholm has to get it off just a tad quicker, or the ability to raise the hands to the bar and elevate.
That's a goaltender's version of the Statue of Liberty play by Sergei Bobrovsky. Not a good idea to show up the shooters. I'm sorry.
I'm not a fan of it either, but, you know, sometimes you lose your mind when you're having one of those A-level nights, and then you say, oh, man, what did I just do?
Why did I do that? That's right, Sekera. And the skates of Malhotra. Back out to center ice. 30 seconds left in the power play.
Some goalies don't watch the puck into their glove. At least he was watching the puck into his glove, so that mechanic was right there for him.
Yeah. It was
but I agree with you.
Yes. Yes. Now Sekera. Over the line. Moves it by Wisniewski. Bobrovsky, who's played great tonight, gave it away. Kirby with a shot. Wide of Bobrovsky. Loose this way. Sekera races across. 3 seconds on the power play. Columbus has killed it off. Letestu, it goes by him and all the way back.
3 or 4 really good chances. I mean, Bobrovsky really has been the story here tonight. Returned to Vezina form not long before the Olympics, where he'll be battling it out with Varlamov to start.
Now it's fed across. Letestu will go deep. Belmore. Checked by R.J. Umberger. Brett Belmore along the boards. Jordan. Tied up by Foligno. You see it up close. Johansson. On a cycle, Nick Foligno. Now Ryan Johansson. Inside it goes. Stopping and starting Umberger. All the way back to Keaton. His shot blocked by Dwyer. Gathered in by Belmore. They attempt to get it out. Columbus a steal. Foligno gets it back off the boards. Ryan Johansson turns. Stays with it. Shoots one. Stopped by Anton Hudobin. 7:25 left to go in this third period. Sergei Bobrovsky putting on a show tonight. His team leads by 3.
Second most back-to-back games in the league, and without a morning skate today, different players prepare different ways. For Nathan Gerbe, he wakes up at 7:30 no matter what, has breakfast, usually eggs, and comes to the rink for cardio and to lift. Then in the afternoon, he meditates listening to country music and shoots a ball around to loosen up his wrist and visualize the game. A very focused Nathan Gerbe. John and Tripp.
Wow, he gets up at your hour, and I'll tell you what, he and his teammates have prepared themselves individually and therefore collectively in this one. I mean, it's 3-0, but they have run into Sergei Bobrovsky, who established himself here in Columbus and has become really a great story in the nets in the NHL.
And he was cast aside by Philadelphia. They went with Ilya Bryzgalov, and they dealt away a very good young goaltender who emerged in a big way last year. Now Dwyer tries to clear out. Gerbe in control. Nathan Gerbe for Carolina. Jordan. Net by Nathan Horton. Dwyer goes over the top. Petter Tootin coming back. Paired with Jack Johnson. See the time left in this third period. Columbus with 2 in period 1. And a goal by Cam Atkinson on the power play in this third period to make it 3-0.
To be honest with you, that's the only chink I could think of, is the Hurricanes did not manage the puck well on both of those goals. One play in the defensive zone on the first goal, and 2 guys that made the mistake in the neutral zone on the second.
This is Matt Calvert. Through the slot, Atkinson from the corner. Dubinsky shut down by Hudobin. Brandon Dubinsky, who's played well again, turns. His shot seen by Hudobin, who hangs on.
I remember when Bobrovsky first came to the NHL as a Flyer, Anton Babchuk was still on the Hurricanes. Of course, Babchuk had played in the KHL, the Continental Hockey League, and I asked him about it because they were friends. He said, this guy is good. He plays way out. Actually, it's practically in the, much closer to the Pacific Ocean than it is the Atlantic Ocean. That's how in the Siberian part of the world, that unknown district. And Babchuk said this guy's going to make a name for himself, and Anton was right.
Didn't speak a word of English when he came over. And with the Flyers, Jeff Reese was the goaltending and still is the goaltending coach. And somehow they formed a line of communication with no communication. If that makes any sense. Now Sekera holding on to it.
Morse code.
Here you go. Good save by Bobrovsky and the shot taken by Manny Malhotra. 5:48 left to go in this third period. We're going down the stretch at Nationwide Arena. It's late stages here in Columbus for Kirk Muller and his team. Here's an update on tonight's Storm Tracker.
Even or better after 1 with Columbus not having played last night. I actually liked the Hurricanes' first period, but Columbus still came out of it up 2-0. The special teams win. That weird double minor should have been Bellward on route 2. Columbus scores at the tail stages. The Hurricanes don't score on a good 5-on-3 because Sergei Bobrovsky has won the battle with 2 Russian netminders. He has been terrific.
At home, he is 17-8-5 lifetime. And he has had some injury concerns this season, but those are behind him now as it rolls in by Bobrovsky. They center one. Handing on the shot, Skinner, as they attempt to break Sergei Bobrovsky's bid for a shutout. Now it goes by Alex Semin and back out to center ice. 5:17 left in this third period. Dubinsky going down. Semin with a shot that redirects in on Sergei Bobrovsky.
Well, for Semin, his shot is much more accurate, and it's unique. But when he releases it behind him, when the release ends up in front of him, he could miss the net by 3 or 4 feet. And I've actually liked the offensive part of his game a lot tonight. See, this one's behind him, and it just flutters because it hits that Columbus stick. But when you see Semin firing with accuracy, when she's trying to relocate, that release comes from behind.
Carolina has 31 shots on Bobrovsky. Now it's played here by Nathan Gerbe. Along the boards and deep, Nikitin will move it. Nikitin gets it back out, helped along by Nick Foligno. It will not make the line. Brett Belmore in control. Under 5 minutes left in the third period. The Hurricanes will come home to PNC Arena take on the Calgary Flames on Monday night. You can see it here starting at 6:30 with Hurricanes Live. Then they'll have the entire week off. Play back-to-back at home with Florida and Tampa Bay coming to town.
It'd be nice to see our friend Kevin Westgarth, a member of the Calgary Flames, who wasn't with the Hurricanes for that long, but was very popular with the guys in the dressing room. We certainly wish him well.
Sure do. It's all the way back. Played the lockout shortened season. He was acquired prior to the start of that 48-game campaign last year. Now Jack Johnson hit by Zach Boychuk. Out of the corner, moved off a stick. Nathan Horton gets a little bit of help here, and it's carried out by Artem Anisimov. Anisimov with a cut, moving up off of Harrison, caught off net by Anton Khudobin.
Boy, he's been good. Anisimov. This has been, I think, the most productive line and even strength for Columbus. You have two big guys that can skate, Horton and Anisimov, and then you have Boone Jenner, who has had, I think, a very noticeable night.
Big trade made with the New York Rangers. He part of it. Rick Nash now starting to play better for the Rangers, who are at home tonight against the Dallas Stars.
And I would have to qualify Rick Nash would be the consensus most surprise choice with the way he's played, coming back from the concussion or not really caught his stride.
Yeah.
The one surprise choice of making Team Canada. I think Canada's argument would be he's a natural winger, but has had a good history in international play.
Dallas and the Rangers tied at 2 in that game. Nathan Horton tied up. Loose out of the corner, dug out, carried out of the zone by Carolina's Elias Lindholm. He was checked on the way through. Jack Johnson moves it. Skinner a steal. Here he comes, laying it off for Semin. Semin gets it back, broken up by Nathan Horton. Columbus back out to center. Anisimov with Horton and Jenner. His shot off the glove hand of Anton Khudobin. 3:07 left in this third period. Moved by Alex Semin, who slowly goes to the bench for a line change. Now Wisniewski moved off. Through the center zone, Murray checked on the play. Knocked down by Jordan Staal. Moved deep by Columbus's Brandon Dubinsky. Khudobin, Patrick Dwyer on and off his stick. Dubinsky gets it deep. Getting back on it here is John Michael Lyles.
Team game for Carolina in terms of the two games against Columbus, of course now a division rival, has been far better tonight and closer to complete than it was December 23rd in Raleigh.
Bobrovsky will move it. Kirby with a shot fended off by Bobrovsky. Jordan tries to center. He gets it back. Broken up by Atkinson, not out. Here's Harrison. His shot. Stop the rebound. What a save! How about that one? Bobrovsky out of nowhere on Nathan Kirby.
Well, for a while, wasn't the Russian space program sort of neck and neck with the United States? And this was a Russian launching pad catapulting save off of the Harrison point shot to get over and somehow get square. And the puck was labeled underneath the arm. Well placed one-timer with that leverage down low from Gervey, and Bobrovsky just a magical stop.
We'll freeze it. Another face-off. The acumen tonight, there it is. 2:12 left in this third period.
Boy, the way he launches himself from side to side, that was truly, truly impressive.
Special goaltender now. It's rolled ahead. Off the stick, back out. Belmore coming all the way back. Hainsey. Picked off by Letestu. Ron Hainsey now. Cradle it back. Under 2 minutes left in this third period. Hainsey. The center zone for Jeff Skinner. It's off the stick of Elias Lindholm and all the way back. Nikita Nikitin in control. Moves out for Columbus. Shadowed by Drayson Bowman. Here's Nick Foligno. He'll get it deep. Just about 90 seconds left in regulation time. Columbus looking to go to the 500 level. NHL 500 at 20-20-4 with their win. Carolina with a loss here tonight will go 9-9-4 away from home. Go to 19-17-9 for the season.
They'll go back home where they need to really have a good second half for a 3-game homestand. Beginning with the third period against the Montreal Canadiens on New Year's Eve, they've outscored their opponent 12-2.
Sakura, hard time getting out. Boone Jenner has played well. Crowd chanting his name, and now Malhotra. This way for Bowman. Bowman with a shot swallowed by Bobrovsky. The freeze cam is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the last stop on Nathan Gerbe.
This is just anticipation and the lower body strength. The anticipation to immediately know when he gave up that juicy rebound, where it was going, and then that push. That's why I compared it to the Russian space program, because it was the launching effect that allowed him to eventually get over and then bring that glove arm in.
Off the boards now. Columbus will move closer to Carolina. They will be 3 points in back of them in the Metropolitan Division standings. They will play tomorrow night in Winnipeg. Carolina at home to Calgary on Monday. It comes all the way back. 35 seconds left. And icing is called here.
Yeah, I think the Hurricanes will actually take some real positives from this game. They made a couple of key turnover, puck management things that I've talked about a few times. They ran into a hot goaltender. It happens. They'll look to see if any of their healthy bodies return, namely Captain Eric Stahl, if he hits the ice, or I know Eric wants to make sure that that lower body concern feels 100% before he returns.
Here comes Gerbe. Dwyer's in. What a save again. Sergei Bobrovsky with a skate. It comes all the way back. 20 seconds left here at Nationwide Arena. On the 36th shot taken by Carolina. Over the line, they cross. 10 seconds. And a skirmish develops. Nathan Gerbe's in the middle of it. Brandon Dubinsky has a hold of him.
Once they got started, it's like they both mutually decided that cooler heads were going to prevail. Of course, Gerbe, the Michigan native, Dubinsky, the Alaska native. Referees do a nice job of getting in the middle, but I thought really the players policed themselves right up top here. Slash from Gerbe, and they were about to throw, and then they both looked at each other, and I think they said, do we really want to do this? And with the outcome no longer in doubt, I think that's a nice show of respect on both players' parts.
8.1 seconds remain here. They have a penalty on the board for Dubinsky. Another penalty matching minors to Gerbe and Dubinsky. Todd Richards looking upward, recognizing and stating to us this morning that they had to have this game.
Yeah, and it was. I think it was one of those games that shows that here in Ohio State country, where they've had a variety of good quarterbacks, that more than a quarterback, more than a pitcher, that goaltending is as important of a position as there is in sports.
Second shutout this season, number 6 lifetime for Sergei Bobrovsky, as Columbus beats Carolina 3-0.
Boy, that cannon's going to be tough here in the Metropolitan Division. I really hope the Hurricanes find their sea legs on the road here, because I'm going to have to get used to it. Nathan Horton, very, very good in his first home game as a Blue Jacket on that line with Anisimov and Boone Jenner. But the story was Sergei Bobrovsky and Boyd taking big steps to make the argument. He not only is a Russian Olympian, but he will be the starter on home soil.
So they will celebrate, and the Hurricanes will go home and regroup against Calgary on Monday night. But Columbus Blue Jackets, with their cannon in the fold, came out gunning in this one tonight. 2 goals in the first period, a third period power play goal. But the best player on the ice was their goaltender, Sergei Bobrovsky. Stick around. We have Hurricanes Live, total post-game coverage with 3 stars, locker room sound, and much more as we break it all down. The Columbus Blue Jackets 3, the Carolina Hurricanes no score on Fox Sports Carolinas.